It's Veganuary, and whether it is a lifestyle choice or a January challenge, I know a lot of people are focusing on eating more plant-based this month. So with that in mind, I've got a great recipe for you for a vegan banana bread. Is it even a lockdown if we're not making banana bread? Methinks not. So we're gonna get started. The oven's preheated at 180 degrees. So that's the first thing we need to do. Next is you wanna mash your bananas. I'm sure by now we're into 3 lockdowns, you know how to make banana bread with ripe bananas. So put them in the oven, for low oven, for 10-15 minutes if they're not ripe. I've had mine by the fireplace. Put them by the radiator in a brown paper bag. Basically, we want very, very soft ripe bananas for this recipe. The reason why the recipe always asks for ripe bananas is when they're ripe, they produce more sugars, and that's what gives it a really sort of fudgy, sweet molasses flavour. So just with a fork, I'm going to mash the bananas until I get a nice, smooth paste. So the banana's nice and mashed up, so I'm going to add the rest of my wet ingredients. I'm going to go with my oil, then the maple syrup. Then I'm going to add my chia seeds, and I've just added a couple of tablespoons of boiling water to this. And what's happened is it's gone really thick and gloopy, and this is going to be our egg replacer. So that goes in. You can also use a flax egg. So what you do is, again, a tablespoon of flax seeds and just dilute that in a couple of tablespoons of boiling water, and it'll add the same structure that the chia does. To that, I'm going to add some non-dairy milk. I'm using a little bit of coconut today because I quite like the flavour. So that goes in, and I'm going to mix all of our wet ingredients together. So now I'm going to add my brown sugar. You can just use caster, but dark brown adds a much richer flavour. Ground almonds, that's going to add moisture to the cake. I'm going to go with some vanilla. And then I'm going to sieve in my flour, baking powder and bicarbonate. And you can see in the ingredients I've added quite a few different options of spices: clove, nutmeg, cinnamon. These are completely optional, so just add or leave out what you want to in the recipe. So sieve that right in. Now we're going to fold everything together nice and gently. Everything's mixed together. Just bear in mind as well, because the weather's a little bit colder now, if you are using dark soft brown sugar, you'll find it's not actually that soft when it's colder, so it does need a little bit of extra mixing. Just remember that. So now the mix is ready, I'm going to pour it into my prepared tins. I've just lined them with some greaseproof paper. I'm using 2 small tins, so I'm going to make 2 loaves out of this. So I'm going to pour half in and keep half aside and fold some chocolate chips through that one to show you 2 variations. So with the first half of the mixture, I'm going to make this one peanut butter flavour. So I'm just spooning half of the mix in and making sure I've split it evenly. I'm going to spread it out with the spatula. And with some peanut butter, I've just put it in the microwave for 10 seconds just to make it a little bit softer and easy to work with, especially when it's so cold this month. So with a teaspoon, I'm just dolloping it on over the surface of the banana bread. And then with a knife, I'm just going to take the knife and swirl it through so you get a really pretty pattern on the top of the banana bread. So now with the other half of the banana bread mix, I'm just going to fold in some chocolate chips. I'm using 70% cocoa solids, which makes them completely plant friendly. You can use whatever vegan chocolate you like here. And the same as before, just spreading that in and making sure it's nice and smooth and even with the back of my spatula. So these are ready to go into the oven. I'm going to cook them until the skewer comes out clean. For 2 loaf tins like this should take about 35 minutes. They've just come out of the oven now, and I just want to show you the surface of them, how much they've risen and how lovely and golden they look. So I put the skewer in, and just to show you this little test, it goes into the centre, the thickest part of the cake, and it comes out completely clean. That's how you know it's ready. I'm going to let these cool in the tin for about 15 minutes and then turn them out. So they've come out of the oven and I've let them cool down. I'm going to slice into them both so you can sort of see what they look like inside. I'm so excited. So here we've got the one with the peanut butter swirled through, and I can smell the cardamom and the cinnamon spices. It's amazing. And here we've got our chocolate chip one. And the also great thing about this recipe is if you want, you can make this, put one in the freezer and just defrost it when you're ready to. It will keep for up to 3 months. Thanks for watching.